This part isn't as difficult as it looks at first. It's stem-changing verbs, E to IE, but you've already done a couple of these. You've had the word tener before, so you're used to the idea that even though the yo form is tengo, when you get to the tu form, you don't say tenes, you say tienes, you have. When you get to the he and she form, you say ella tiene, she has, tiene, not tene. There's a little stem change there. All it is that over time, the pronunciation changed. That happens in every language all the time. If you just think about your own use of the language, you can even see how your pronunciation differs from people in another state, for example. Over time, there are certain modifications that are made to pronunciation, and then people just pick them up and do them all the time. And it becomes the quote-unquote right way to do it. This is what happened with these verbs here. A little more stress on the vowel that changes forces the vowel to change over time. When people mispronounce it, they slur it just a little bit. So here we get E to IE, stem-changing verbs. And the example is preferir. Notice that the second E in preferir is part of the stem. It's the vowel syllable just back from the very ending of the verb. And the forms sound like this. Yo prefiero, tú prefieres, usted, él or ella prefiere, nosotros preferimos, notice there's no stem change in the nosotros form, vosotros preferís, notice there's no stem change in the vosotros form either, and then there's ustedes, ellos, and ellas prefieren. And sometimes your teachers will draw a boot around the verbs that do change. It's like a big letter L that encloses the ones that do change. The ones outside the L or outside the boot don't change. That's the nosotros and the vosotros forms. So all these verbs here down below in the bold, those are the same way. They do the same thing that preferir does. And the verbs are cerrar, comenzar, empezar, entender, pensar, pensar with the infinitive, of course, same verb, perder, querer. Little green box real quick. Ojos que no ven, corazón que no siente. Eyes that don't see, heart that doesn't feel. In English we say out of sight, out of mind. Under the practica now that goes from 112 to 113. Work it yourself. They give you the verb there at the beginning. You've got to figure out what form of the verb is going to go in the blank. I'll just read the whole sentence through and translate it for you. Make sure you do the work first and check your answers with me. Number 1. Preferir. ¿Dónde prefieren comer ustedes? ¿En la cafetería o en su casa? Where do you all, it's ustedes there, you see the ustedes clue? Ustedes means you've got to have the one with the N on it. Where do you all prefer to eat? In the cafeteria or at your house? Nosotros preferimos comer en nuestra casa. We prefer to eat in our house. Número 2. Querer. To want, to wish, to love. ¿Qué quieren comer ustedes? What do you all want to eat? Rosa quiere comer pollo, y Oscar y yo queremos comer langosta. Rosa wants to eat chicken, and Oscar and I want to eat lobster. Notice the change. Quiere, stem change. Queremos, no stem change. Over on page 113, número 3, pensar, to think or to plan, if you're using an infinitive after it. ¿A dónde piensan ir ustedes el domingo? Where are you all planning to go on Sunday? You all, because ustedes is sitting there. The answer, pensamos ir al partido de fútbol. We are planning to go to the football game. Número 4, cerrar. ¿No cierran ellos la cafetería los sábados? Don't they close the cafeteria on Saturdays? No, creo que no cierran la cafetería los sábados. No, I believe that they don't close the cafeteria on Saturdays. Número 5, perder, to lose. Cuando ustedes van a Las Vegas, ¿pierden mucho dinero? When you guys go to Las Vegas, do you lose a lot of money? And the answer, of course, sí, perdemos mucho. Yes, we lose a lot. No stem change because it's nosotros. Número 6, empezar. ¿A qué hora empiezan ustedes a trabajar? At what time do you all begin to work? Nosotros empezamos a las 8 y Luis empieza a las 9. We begin at 8 and Luis begins at 9. Letter B. You have just enrolled at a new university and some current students are helping to orient you. Compare their routines and preferences with your own. I'll translate these through. The people say, comenzamos las clases a las 9 in number 1. We begin classes at 9. You might say, aquí comenzamos clases a las 8. Or you could use the yo form to switch these. Let's do that. I'll give you an answer here in the yo form. I might say, yo comienzo las clases a las 8. Notice the stem change in the yo, no stem change in nosotros, which are the forms you see here. Número 2. No entendemos inglés. We don't understand English. And I would say, yo no entiendo chino. I don't understand Chinese. 3. Pensamos trabajar mañana. We're planning to work tomorrow. Yo pienso trabajar hoy. I plan to work today. 4. Queremos ir al zoológico. We want to go to the zoo. I might say, yo quiero ir al parque. I want to go to the park. 5. Preferimos beber ponche. We prefer to drink punch. Now I might say, yo prefiero beber Kool-Aid. Que me gusta mucho. I like it a lot. I prefer to drink Kool-Aid. 6. No cerramos las ventanas por la noche. We don't close the windows at night. Then I might say, yo sí cierro las ventanas por la noche. I do close the windows at night. Under para conversar, interview a classmate, here are the questions that you would use. 1. ¿Entiendes una conversación en español? Do you understand a conversation in Spanish? ¿Entiendes la lección? Do you understand the lesson? And your answer would be entiendo, or no entiendo, and then whatever else you want to put in there, because you're asking in the tu form. Looks like these are all in the tu form, all asking one person, one compañero. Número 2. ¿Quieres beber algo? Do you want to drink something? ¿Prefieres Coca-Cola o Sprite? More product placement here. Do you want to drink something? Do you prefer Coke or Sprite? Your answer would start out, sí quiero beber algo. Sí quiero. Yes, I want to. Prefiero, I prefer. Then whatever you prefer. Dr. Pepper, root beer, whatever. Número 3. ¿Quieres comer en tu casa o en la cafetería? Do you want to eat in your house or in the cafeteria? ¿Qué quieres comer? What do you want to eat? So I would say, quiero comer en mi casa, and then quiero comer tofu. 4. ¿Piensas ir a un baile el sábado? Do you plan to go to a dance Saturday? ¿A dónde piensas ir el domingo? Where do you plan to go on Sunday? Both of those would be pienso. Yo pienso ir a un baile el sábado en Pittsford, if you want to. The answer, the second part, ¿a dónde piensas ir? Where do you plan to go on Sunday? El domingo pienso ir al parque. I plan to go to the park. 5. ¿Prefieres ir al cine o al teatro? Do you prefer to go to the movie theater or to the theater? I would say, prefiero el teatro. I prefer the theater with the plays. ¿Te gusta ir a la playa? Do you like to go to the beach? Al parque? Now, we haven't had gusta yet in here, so it's odd that they're throwing it in here, but some of you will have had it from previous Spanish. Te gusta means, it translates as, do you like to go to the beach and then to the park? And the way you would respond is, me gusta. Me gusta ir a la playa, or no me gusta ir a la playa. 6. ¿Qué piensas hacer hoy? What are you planning to do today? ¿Y mañana? And tomorrow? Hoy pienso estudiar, y mañana pienso estudiar más. Today I plan to study, and tomorrow I plan to study more. Little orange box there. Muchos productos norteamericanos como la Coca-Cola, por ejemplo, son muy populares en los países hispanos. Many North American products, such as Coke, for example, are very popular in Hispanic countries. ¿Qué productos extranjeros son populares en este país? What foreign products are popular in this country? Next video, expressions with tener.